and didn't want to let her loved ones, her friends, and her partner be put in danger, and so demanded that everyone head back home. But the sheer positivity and persistence of Primrose and Scrix, I guess more whimsical positivity, broke through Celia's resolution and formed a greater resolution between the group as a whole, resolving to carry on together, whatever may happen, whatever danger you may face. You've come this far, you need to see it all through together, including keeping Gwillem along with you. So, with that in mind, you headed off towards Windgrasp Tower, traveling through the day until in the afternoon you found an injured figure, a bugbear, by the side of kind of a muddy riverbed. Gravely injured with black kind of burn scarring around the wound. Morrigan and Primrose used their healing abilities to bring the bugbear back round. He identified himself as Zektul, and a citizen of a goblinoid colony in the nearby forest that had been under attack by corrupted Wildred. Wildred being kind of animated forest, tree-bodied or plant-bodied creatures that serve the Kiad Shore, the nature spirits in Archivia. His clan was in grave danger, and he had fled the tree line looking for help from anyone, but had collapsed due to the wound he suffered in his escape. You seemed to agree that you could help his clan, and so he is now leading you towards his clan's home with the promise that he can help you guide, or his clan can help guide you through the forest to your destination of Windgrasp Tower as soon as his people are saved. So, the other thing, I'm going to put this on the launch pages from now on, a weekly little lore drop. This week's one is on Glare, one of the transcended mortals of Hespia, and relevant for our good friend Peepers, as he has some connections to Glare. Glare is, well, you might have had a chance to read it yourself, but Glare's an interesting transcended mortal in that they're not actually a particular mortal, but instead a manifestation of the will of the crowds, often in overthrowing tyrannical people, or an upswell of fear or hatred in a place can lead to the manifestation of Glare. But anyway, if you want to read any more, what I've added as well is in the useful references folder in your journal, I've put in a little handout called Weekly Lore Links, and I'll just link to my World Anvil where there's the proper article. And I've added the article, because I've been meaning to do this for ages, some of the amazing art that Hannah made using the AI art generator. So thank you again, Hannah. That's there now. But completely up to you whether you want to browse or not. For now, let's take ourselves back into our traveling. So, pushing on towards the end of the day, I believe, is where we finished last session. You think tomorrow you will break into the tree line, perhaps even make it as far as the clan homestead of Zektul and his clan. But for now, the sun high fire is beginning to set low in the sky. You think today's travel is running out. Is there anything anyone would want to do or say as you kind of wind down for the day? Zektul himself would say that he understands that you need to rest. You've been no use pushing yourselves through the night and into the next day. You'd just be exhausted.
Nothing specific really. Should Primrose would talk to him a bit more about family, location, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
How he came to, like, how the things came to be, like attaching to his village and things like that.
Did you upload that to Soundboard?
Sorry.
Incredible.
Scared me so much. I thought that was me that did that, and I was panicking trying to find it.
Oh, now I've got another one.
You gotta save that
that's
for the
it.
perfect moment. Yeah, Zektul would be very forthcoming and also have questions about your own kind of connections to nature and such. But he would tell you that he doesn't know, or they don't know, how the Wildred have been corrupted as they have. He thinks it could be something. Well, he thinks it's something to do with the ash, the fact that they're all kind of fire blackened and such, but he doesn't know much beyond that. But he would say that the kind of elders of his clan know more about the Wildred and how they kind of come to be, so they might have better ideas. And you can see he's kind of nervous. He hopes they're still okay. Some of them are quite frail and old. They won't have been able to run as easily as many of the others will have done. And he tells you that his people live in the treetops. They have a kind of collection of little platforms, wooden platforms that have been cobbled together, lots of kind of natural materials, vines. They often use the webbing of giant spiders as well, like old abandoned webs. They will carefully cut down and use as like construction materials to put together these kind of treetop homes. Yeah, a lot of his talk is fretful, but you can see he also draws some element of comfort from speaking about his people. You know, it's almost like the more he talks about them, it kind of feels like they're going to be okay. If I'm able to talk about them, then surely they're going to be okay, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Script could be like,
Yeah, Zach, you got any good junk in your place?
He would reply along the lines of much that you call junk, we treasure. Scraps.
No, see, that's what I mean. Lots of people in my society call it junk, but I know they're just lost treasures. So is any not junk we got that could be spared?
He kind of broke some of the thick fur around his jaw and chin and say, we treasure this. And he kind of tugs a little bit on the edge of your top, your clothes. Fabric is precious for us. Junk
You
to
can
us.
make me some clothes, and you can have this, and it's no problem. Just make me some clothes out of what you got, and I'll just wear that.
He kind of looks down, and you see the only clothes he's wearing is like a small kind of loincloth bound with vines, and you see it's like a tattered old grey scrap of fabric that looks like it's, you know, not been mended or anything in years and years and years. It is rare. We trade the fruits of the canopy and hard and soft woods with peoples of the villages and towns for what fabric they can spare. But perhaps you could use crafted branches, stones, leaf headdress. He kind of like makes a motion around his head, like a big headdress made of leaves and such.
No, I like that. I like what you're thinking. That sounds pretty cool.
He nods enthusiastically. Yes. If we can save my people, you will be showered in gifts.
Nice. We got a lot of stuff on the cart, but well, I'll let you people go through it, and we can do some trading. Might be good.
Some may call this junk.
Yeah, he like looks around the pile of junk that you've collected. So his eyes kind of linger.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Fun.
And you see he tentatively reaches towards one of the like pots and pans that you bought from the salesman on the road before.
Uh-huh.
And he touches it almost as if it's hot. Like he touches it for a second and draws his hand back. He's like, metals, cold, like a dead thing.
Yeah, just much more firmly conductive, you know. That's how it works. Your heat's drawing the heat away from him, you know what I mean? So technically getting more heat. And
He narrows his eyes, and you can see he's trying to follow, but he's like, taking life.
We'll talk about it when we get there. I'm just pleased to know that you're such a keen businessman.
Like, nods thoughtfully. Cool. So the evening draws in. You make a hasty camp around your wagon. Feed and water the horses. Prepare yourselves for the evening. Set a watch. Zektul insists that he be part of the watch rota as well, even if he's alongside someone else. But you settle yourselves down in a little valley between two of the rolling hills that characterize this area. Cena up above is luminous, casting her light down upon you. It's a cloudless night, quite chilly, as you huddle up in your blankets and left with your own thoughts as each of you begins to drift off to sleep. As we move into, I think now, the 4th of New Sin. As High Fire rises on day. There is now 108 days until the next Ashfall. Ages yet.
Harry, you put your name in the goblet of fire.
Curse you, Discord! So, as High Fire rises, you prepare yourselves. You think today, on Zektul's kind of reassurance, you should make it into the tree line. As he begins to guide Skrick at the front of the wagon off the it was only a faint trail anyway, but you're guided off the trail and through the foothills as you begin to close in and eventually enter the thick tree line of the South Bodkin woods. The mountain range dominating South Hesperia are called the Bodkin Mountains. A lot of the names along the Hunter's Coast are reminiscent of the early kind of hunter gatherer societies and culture that were there. A lot to do with arrows and bows, bodkin points of arrows for hunting larger prey of thicker hides. And that's kind of evoked as you head into a much more rugged terrain than you have been used to around Lumen. Lumen in the lowlands is a much kind of rolling, low-lying hills near the coast, and a rustic, kind of softer lifestyle, but the wood here is dense. The tree line is thick and practically opaque to you as you begin to head into it. Quickly, you realize that both the wagon and the horses are going to be an issue making your way through these closely packed trees and a ground broken frequently by protruding roots, thick leaf fall covering potholes and gaps in the ground. The horses themselves are nervous. They do not like being enclosed like this or being surrounded by the sounds of animal life off in the distance, which you begin to hear more and more frequently. Zektul kind of apologizes and thanks you again for helping him. He will guide you, and you can see there is an urgency to his demeanor at the moment. He's very keen to try and help his people and head towards his clan's home. Will you leave the horses and the wagon behind, or are you going to try and bring them through the densely packed forest?
If we're coming back this way, we could just leave them.
But there might be predators.
Is there predators?
Potentially, the deeper you go into the woods, the more likely it is that your horses will fall prey to predators.
Mm-hmm. So if we leave them sort of here on the outskirts of the deepness, is that alright?
Yeah, you think that that's a lot less likely to be in danger?
Yeah.
It's up to you. You can leave your horses untethered, leave them to graze and run from predators themselves. You know that, well, Skrick, you know they are your father's pride and joy, his horses. You know that they are kind of trained to stick with who they are used to kind of being ridden by, or stick with the wagon. You think probably if you left the horse feed out in the wagon, they'd probably hang around.
Yeah.
But it is a risk.
People don't come this way that often, do they?
No, very much not so. You've left any sense of a trail or any sign of frequent passage long behind.
So our possessions would most likely be more safe than the horses.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, good. That's what he really cared about.
Yeah. Zektul would also help you hide the wagon if you wanted to. He's
Yeah.
Oh
expert.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He's expert in woodcraft and strips down quickly, even with his wound, kind of clambers up into the higher branches of the trees in the tree line, strips down certain branches, and quickly puts together a kind of makeshift hide for your wagon, covering it in camouflage. And before long, it just looks like an area of the tree line itself.
No.
Okay. With the wagon and the horses left behind, you take with you everything that you think you need. As Zektul leads you towards his clan's home, the treetops. Pushing way through the forest, you notice that Zektul seems slightly uncomfortable walking along the forest floor. He is used to kind of swinging and climbing through the branches and the thick canopy here, but wants to stay nearby the rest of you to warn you of danger and help you find the path. For those of you who didn't spend much time outside of Lumen, it's quite heavy going. You're having to kind of duck under branches, push through, even cut through in some places. It's thick here. Stringy, clinging spider webs hang between many different trees. Thick undergrowth that catches on you. Thorns rip at fabrics. And you often find yourself kind of stumbling through into a patch of plants that Zektul quickly pulls you back from with one of his long muscular arms and warns you that stings, or that will leave a rash, or that is horribly, horribly poisonous. Perhaps for you, Primrose and Morrigan as well, it's quite amazing. The variety of plants shifts almost completely from the grasslands that you've left behind. There's a much more kind of broad variety of different plant lives here. Lots of thorny, almost carnivorous-looking plants, thick, hardy bushes and ferns that grow around the bases of trees that need little sunlight. Varieties of mushrooms that sprout, feeding on the constant mulch of the thick fall of leaves and so on that is ever present here. But it's the different smell, it's a different feel, sights and sounds as well. But before too long, Zektul straightens his large back, and you see as he kind of quickly shifts to stand tall and winces as he clutches the wound in his side. He's almost 7.5 feet tall. Very large bugbear. But he looks not startled but alert. immediately, he turns around to the rest of you and says, I hear my people in distress. We must go quickly. And he kind of heads off straight away, pushing through some of the underbrush.
Hmm.
Do you all
Yeah.
follow him?
I'm following. But
Okay.
after, and have you do insight?
You can do
Yeah,
sense
just-
motive if you like. That's absolutely fine. Tell me your
Uh,
modifier, please.
What is it? Perception.
Yes, it is perception. Yeah.
12.
Ooh, 12. You don't sense any falsehood from Zektul. He looks worried and very keen to help his people. He does look kind of out of his element, which is strange with him being such an experienced forest dweller, but it seems like being on the forest floor, he's just stumbling through and like bouncing off some of the trees and branches, desperate to get to who he's heard. And as you follow him, you begin to hear the sounds of distress. I don't think any of you speak Goblinoid, so a strange language to you, but clear sounds of fear, distress, pain as well from a number of different voices. As you stumble onto something of a scene before you, as you emerge from the undergrowth, and Zektul looks stunned as he's looking upon this as well. You see a ravine in front of you, not hugely deep, maybe 20 feet downwards. In the ravine are a number of goblins. The goblins themselves have a greenish skin tone to them, and they are fleeing from a huge wooden hulk. This creature is bipedal, kind of humanoid, but it lurches and lumbers forward with the creaking of ancient wood, and you can see blackened and fiery patches across its body, almost lit from within by a fire that just continually seems to burn. It grasps out and reaches towards the goblins as they flee before it, these tiny creatures fleeing before this gigantic hulk. But that is not the only danger here. You see two more groups of goblins, one on each side of the ravine, fleeing towards you in your direction. On one side, they are chased by another Wildred, this wooden humanoid creature, but this one almost whip-like rather than the huge bulk and crushing form of the large one down in the ravine. This one lashes out with thorny tendrils towards the goblins and is flanked by a quadrupedal Wildred, this wooden creature almost like a dog, but with these large fiery growths on its back, almost like steeds that seem to push out of its bark, its skin, as it lopes forward towards them and launches these seeds from its back towards them. Assuming that you're here to do what you said you would with Zektul and
Yep.
help these goblins, we're going to jump straight into combat, I'm afraid.
Nice. Sounds scary though.
There's some scary stuff here for sure. I'm going to pull the all-seeing eye out so everyone can see. One up here and one down there, because I've put a little square for you guys to drag yourselves into. Now this ravine does split down the middle, so you can choose to all deploy together on one side, or you can choose to split the party. You've got enough kind of a moment, you've seen this before you're not surprised that you can decide together. But however you want to split yourselves, please do. Up to you guys.
Lag. Hello.
I'll move the cameras a bit so you can kind of see what's in front of you.
Okay. Hold on. Where are we?
So you're deploying either in the top left corner or the bottom left corner. You can split the party or you can all go together. It's up to you. It's a group of goblins on the top side fleeing one of these quadrupedal wooden burning creatures. And the same on the bottom side, another group of 3 goblins. And then a larger group of 5 goblins in the ravine that are fleeing away from this big, crushing wooden creature. It's Wildred.
They're all coming sort of towards us.
Yes, they are fleeing in your direction.
Okay. Okay. So we could be either at the bottom or the top.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, you can concentrate your forces all on one side, or you can split them between you. Think about which group you might want to help. Up to you.
Which group looks the most vulnerable?
I will say the top group just has this one quadrupedal form following it, whereas the bottom group has a quadrupedal form and this kind of lashing, thorny whip bipedal form as well.
Okay. I think I'm gonna start at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, if everyone could drag their tokens out for me, please.
How do you?
If you go into the journal tab, the 3rd tab on your thing, you should be able to go down to PCs, Freak, Peepers, Gamung, and then you highlight over the name and then left-click drag onto the map.
Where are we meant to be?
Either top left or bottom left. Up to you. At the moment, it looks like the party's staying all together, bottom left.
I can't see that, so. Yes.
Should be able to.
Yeah, the thing was in the way. Moved it now.
Oh, that's annoying that it's done that with the ravine. That is fine. What I will do is I will delete this and this. If it becomes more relevant, just do it manually. So yeah, you should be able to see across now. Okay. I'll bring out Gwilyn as well, seeing as the plan seems to be all sticking together.
I think so.
And Zektu as well. Ah, I didn't upload his thing. That's fine. His art's cool. Zektu token. He will be essentially directing the goblins towards him. So any of the goblins that manage to get to him will be safe. He won't be joining in combat-wise, but if he gets hurt, he can sort of get hurt. Cool. Can I have everybody rolling initiative for me then, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries at all, Natalie. I will happily move Celia and everything around for you. Let's get Rev. I'm assuming you want Revna out as well?
Yes, please.
Yep. Yes, initiative. Celia. Cool. Is that everyone? Peepers, Scrick, Primrose, Morrigan, Celia. Peepers, Scrick. Primrose. Oh, Gwilyn. I always forget. Gwilyn. Initiative. 7. Cool. Right then, without further ado, one of these loping, dog-like burning seed creatures is going to use one action to move. Despite its kind of dog or wolf-like appearance, it doesn't seem very fast. Its body moves awkwardly as it steps forward. It steps up 20 feet, and it is then going to fire one of its corrupting seeds at the first goblin here. That is a hit. You see it launches this kind of almost like a coal or ember like seed from its back, propelled towards the goblin, who's struck between the shoulder blades and tumbles to the ground. She isn't killed immediately, but you can see, and it's quite a shocking sight, that the seed like buries itself, almost seeming to pull itself into the skin of the goblin, as she begins to frantically like pull at the seed. If you are struck by one of these seeds, it will bury itself into your skin, and you have to use an action to remove it, or it will start dealing damage to you over time.
Lucky.
What we're going to do with the goblins, I'm not doing full HP. I'm basically giving each goblin 2 strikes, kind of like minion rules, if you're familiar with that. So if they're hit twice by different things, they're out. So you got to see how many goblins you can save.
Okay.
But I'll be tracking them. So she has been hit once. And then the creature will fire a seed at a different goblin, the one up the top there. That is still a hit. These goblins don't have very high AC. Hit and there's a seed. Let's choose a good little token for a seed. Let's go with the little burning. So they won't get taken out by the damage of the seed. They will use an action on their turn to remove it, so you don't have to worry about that at least. Right, that is the creature's turn. Unfortunately, the whip tendrilled creature rolled very well on its initiative as well. So it's going to step up. This thing is faster. It's almost like a willow tree in how it moves, this kind of undulating tendrils as it moves forward. It's going to stride right up to here, and it's going to do a whip strike at the furthest goblin. That is a hit. As you see the thorns tear down across the furthest goblin, and it will use its... Yes, and you see as it strikes it, it automatically grabs the goblin, and it will use its constrict ability as it starts to squeeze the goblin. I'm going to give the goblin a chance. It needs to roll on a flat d20, so I'll ungem this so you can all see it. The goblin needs to roll a 12 or higher to survive this. It does. The goblin manages to wriggle out of the grasp of the creature. Gonna move to the side. But all 3 goblins are essentially on their last life, if you like, now.
Yeah.
But it is your turn, Primrose. And you can use healing. Healing will get rid of any kind of hits against them that they have. It's up to you.
It's not really in range to do that.
Yeah, it's tough.
But she's gonna try and help out in a different way and try and actually I'm gonna do Long Strider on Celia.
Very cool.
So
Celia has
extra 10-foot speed.
plus 10 foot to her speed. I will put this foot. Anyway, yeah, keep going. Oh, quickened.
And I will just channel the element now.
Very nice. From the forest around you, needles and vines and bits of thorn and everything begin to orbit around Primrose.
Yeah.
On the far side, the other quadrupedal creature is going to move up. As it is in melee range, it is actually just going to use its second action to make a strike. Does hit. Again, not HP, just a mark off. As you see, much more forceful and simple than the whipping creature. It just rakes out with its limb, and then it will fire a seed at the goblin at the top here. Which is multiple attack penalty. Does still hit. They do not have good AC. Seed. That is its full turn. Morrigan Fateweaver. Your turn.
Yes. Just move forward, I guess.
Yeah, of course. You are speedy. 35 feet at a time.
Yeah.
Gets you to there. Your first 35.
Maybe I'll just keep going.
Yeah. Just running in. You can see your help is needed.
Yeah.
Presenting yourself
Sorry,
as
can
a...
you do that again? Because I find it really hard to,
Yeah, of course.
with this laptop.
35 is there.
And then, like, in the trees, I think. Are they in? They are in the tree, right?
The tree is kind of spreading out above them. They're on the ground. The
Okay.
goblins
All right.
creature.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's me.
This fight's taking place on the ground. Grick.
Yes. Scrick will move up into this bush. Oh, there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe here. No, just into these bushes here. He's gonna fire a shot at the one directly in line with him. With his,
Very cool.
his speed draw.
Quick draw.
Yeah.
It is 85 feet.
Oh, so, oh my god, is it on here?
Typically, if you're
short.
outside, if it's like above your first range increment, then it's -2 to your hit roll.
I can't see the range increment in this.
That's alright. Short bow. Let's check the composite short bow is the same. Composite short bow. Yeah, range 60 feet. So it would be -2, which still hits.
Oh, nice.
4 damage.
And then he will hide.
Okay. Your stealth modifier, please.
Yeah. 11.
Very cool. Yep, you dive into the underbrush. You feel suitably well hidden. The goblins at the top. One action to get rid of its seed. As it frantically claws at her own skin, she pulls out the seed, leaving a bloody mark. But she will then use 2 actions to flee. Bring this way. This one is just fleeing. Seeing you guys is actually going to try and cross on this fallen tree that's fallen across the ravine. Starts to balance and move across. This one is follow his friend. Right, the large creature. You can all see the names on the turn order, I'm sure. Anyway, so the Ashen Crusher is going to step forward. And you can see this goblin, this pack of goblins. 4 of them are like sprinting away, but the one further back had stumbled and fallen in the ravine. The Crusher reaches down, pinning the goblin in place with these hefty branch-like fingers around her, and then lifts her up and pulls her, pushes more like, lifts her up in his hand, or its hand, and pushes her inside its wooden rib cage, and you can hear the wail of the goblin as she is crushed inside the body of this Wildred. So it has used its.
Well, that seems pretty bad.
Yeah, its engulf ability. She is now technically still alive, but being crushed inside. Cool. Well, not cool. That is its full turn though. Gwilyn. She is gonna be Scrick, step up, make her own archer's aim shot at the quadrupedal creature. It's now marked by her. And she does have a -2 to this because it is outside of the shortbow range. However, she still hits, dealing a total of 1 damage. That's her turn. Beepers!
Alrighty. Tiger stance up right at the start.
Hell yeah!
Wherever it is. Just for
It's all good.
reference.
Yeah.
Boink.
Tiger stance. Crouch low. Your hands forming the claws in this form.
I guess I'll just move up.
Cool, cool.
35. 35.
Nice.
That's me.
Delia. Communicate to me. What you wish to do. You are currently pretty far away, so it might just be a turn of hurtling towards them. Typing. I can see the plate mail has pulled you down to 15-foot speed, but with long strider back up to 25. Okay, no worries. Hannah. What is Celia doing? Hannah disappeared. Yep, run forward, 3 actions, sprinting in. Makes sense to me. Cool, cool. Yeah, I will say, Peepers, Morrigan, and Celia, seeing as you have all run up and you're next to that tree, you notice that much like its neighbors that have already fallen, this tree, as large as it is, looks like it could be pushed and toppled as well. And not being quite as tall as the ones next to it, it would fall into the ravine. So you would all be kind of aware of that. It might be something you could use as the goblins are fleeing. But for now, the purple goblins, each of these ones with the burning corrupted seeds in them, use an action to get rid of it. And hearing the calls of Zektul, reassuring them that you are here to help, they will use their actions to run by. I think this one actually has 3. So this one immediately is pretty much away. This one only gets to hit, so I have to remove a seed. And then the goblins on the far side. Oh no, the goblin's in the ravine. Okay, this little goblin basically has to roll a natural 20 from inside the creature to escape. No. And then the other 4 are just fucking. And a further 20. But in their fear to get away from the Ashen Crusher, they haven't really thought about what they should be doing because they are running towards a dead end. This ravine ends at the end of the map. And at the top of a new round, we have the cedar down here. Gonna move towards you. It's within range. And it's going to fire 2 seeds. The first one is going to go towards Morrigan as the closest to it. A 22 to hit you, Morrigan. I believe hits.
That hits.
Yep. So 6 piercing damage to you. Plus... Nope, that's wrong. Annoying. No. Oh, I haven't added it properly. Plus 1d4 fire, so I'll roll that separately. Plus 3 fire, so 9 total damage. And as the seed strikes you, it strikes you on the upper left arm. You can see the seed, like with little hooks on the skin of this burning seed, pulls itself into your skin. And so it is burning. So I'll just tell you the full rules so you're aware of it. A creature hit by the Ashen seed must, on its turn, spend an interact action, so 1 action, to remove the seed. Any seeds still implanted at the end of the creature's turn begin to sprout, dealing 1d6 persistent fire damage, and making you both clumsy and flat-footed. So it will lower your AC and make you have a -1 to anything to do with strength. Removing the seed straight away before it sprouts deals you no damage. So 1 action on your turn to get rid of it. You take no damage from it. If you let it sprout and then remove it on a later turn, you take 1d4 piercing damage as you're essentially having to dig it out with like a dagger or something from your skin. It's then going to try and shoot Celia. Second attack. Get Celia. Critical hit! Yeah, there's nothing Celia can do about that, unfortunately. Roll critical damage. 14. Plus a d4 doubled. Jesus, so 8, 22 total damage. Celia there.
I assume that the shield thing won't stop any of that.
Unfortunately not, no. It would bring her up to 23 AC, which it would still be a critical hit. And she also has Burning Seed. That is its full turn. The Grasper, though. Grasper is going to... It might even be... No, it's not in range yet. So it is going to step up here. And it whips out towards you. It has a reach of 15 feet with its whipping branches. So it's going to make its first attack against Peepers. A 14 to hit you, Peepers, I believe misses.
Oh, it would have been big damage though.
That would have been big damage. These things hit hard. Its second attack it will make against Morrigan. A 16 to hit you, Morrigan. Does that hit? Don't think it does.
Don't know. You'll have to give me a minute.
That's all right. On your token, I have your AC in the little blue circle. If you click
Oh,
on
my
your
AC is
token.
18, so no.
Beautiful. Very nice. So you nimbly dodged the side as this tendril strikes down and the thorns claw back through the ground, disturbing the earth. It's its full turn. Primrose.
I'm lagging, but hold on.
No worries.
Uh,
Celia should have been full health coming into this fight, right? You guys like rested and everything.
yeah, we.
So 22 from 60 is 38. I think Celia was still had the HP from the last fight. So yeah, Celia's not as low as.
What about me? Because
Okay.
I'm on 24 now after taking 9 damage.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I don't
'Cause I
think that
just
is. So
detract-
940. Yeah, you should be on 33. So there we go. There we go.
Oh,
Health
okay.
bar's looking a lot better.
Cool. Thank you.
That's all right.
Hang on. Where? It might be in black. Where's Celia gone?
Celia's here. I'm pinging at the
Who's
moment.
that? Oh, Peepers is on top of her. For me.
I'll move both their tokens back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's better. Primrose is gonna run forward. Let me see the thing. Maybe I won't run forward there. Maybe I'll run forward here. Yeah. I can't see the big thing anymore. Where's that gone?
It should be daylight. There is a rock in front of you that is blocking your view.
I see. I assume that these goblins are on a tree above. So
Yeah, those two up there.
She is gonna edge. I don't think a tree's gonna help at this point. Oh, maybe. Whipping. Yeah, I'm gonna put a tree. I'm gonna put a little tree right there.
Very cool.
Right there.
Protect this tree.
And do.
Sprout forth.
And just do a thingy. It's not. Oh no, I moved. That's it then.
Cool. In contrast to the burning, corrupted bark, the protected tree looks pure. The cedar on the other side. Actually, gonna have to use 2 actions to move. And then it's gonna fire a seed at this goblin right in front of it. If it hits. Which it does.
Oh.
Then the goblin goes tumbling to the ground. You can see the seed embedded in the back of the goblin begins to like sprout and form these horrible twisted black branches straight away. The goblin goes down. That is the creature's full turn though. Morrigan.
Yeah. Nobody's looking really particularly like they need any healing yet, right?
Not hugely, no. You do have a burning seed embedded in you. You may want to remove it.
Cut it out! Or remove it. should I say.
Yeah, so that's one action. One of your actions to remove it. You quickly, before it gets a chance to properly embed itself, cut it out and stomp on it on the ground.
Can I cast? Actually, no, I should look at the ranges on that first, shouldn't I?
Good thinking.
Before I say that, and someone says, "But you should read the rules."
That sounds like me.
That is bad.
That's a bad
I'm
thing.
gonna Cast torturous trauma on it.
Ooh. You better. Oh yeah, this is cool. So this is a cantrip. So you gesture forward. I imagine you like tensing your hands, as if crushing something in your hands. And you see, yeah, without any external sign of damage, the creature kind of winces and bits of it begin to kind of collapse inwards. Fortitude save, got it. Fortitude.
It does have internal organs, right?
It has internal structures for sure. Yeah.
Okay. I just noticed the thing at the end that said creatures that lack internal organs are unaffected by this spell, and then I was like,
No, the Wildred and even these corrupted Wildred do have internal like mechanisms to them.
okay, that's good.
What is
I
your
was thinking
DC? 19. So it does pass. It take half damage. If you click Torturous Trauma, it should roll the damage for you.
panic. So 3.
Did it do the extra D4 automatically? Yeah, it did. So 3. Thank you very much. Type of damage is it? What does it say? Bludgeoning. Cool, got it. Skrick, your turn.
If Skrick's hidden, can he move and remain hidden?
So, that's a great way to introduce or talk about some of the stealth mechanics. You can sneak. Sneaking is one action. Attempting to move to another place while becoming or staying undetected. Stride up to half your speed instead of striding normally. And essentially, if you don't become observed during that movement, you stay hidden.
Okay.
So I would say if you
Yes.
stayed like in the bushes.
Yeah.
And we'll round
is
up with
planning
the
to.
speed. So if it's 12.5, we'll do it as 15 feet.
He just wants to go there, right on the edge of the bush.
Perfect, yeah. Absolutely still
And
hidden.
then he wants to see what he can make out about this creature here.
Very cool, yeah. Let's see. Could you tell me the highest of your Arcana or Nature modifiers, please?
I would if it would fucking work. I hate touchpad so much. For fuck's sake.
It's alright, I can look. Arcana's 8.
Oh
and
wait,
Nature's
it's
7.
open now.
Do
Yeah,
Arcana.
8 then.
Okay. So, having kind of studied Perky Prill back in Lumen, kind of as the keeper of so much junk, sometimes you've been kind of jealous of him, sometimes you tried to get on his good side, and anyway, studying him as a Wildred, you do know quite a lot, even with this creature's corrupted nature. You know it's slow, as you've seen with its movement. Its reflex save is very poor. It does have some weaknesses, even with its burnt corruption. The majority of its body is still wooden, so it's weak to fire, and it's weak to slashing damage. Doubly so if the weapon is like an axe.
Yeah.
You would know that its best save by far is its will save, and it is immune to any bleeding effect, paralysis, poison, or sleep effect.
Okay. Was that a normal success or a crit success?
It was a critical success.
So he gets. Wait, what does he get? Let me see.
In fact, with a
It's
crit
flat-footed
success,
too.
I'll tell you its AC is 18 as well.
Okay.
Although
So
for
it
you
is
now, effectively,
18.
16. Flat-footed.
Let me just have a look. What is it? I think it's flat-footed to him for 10 turns now.
Very cool. I will mark that
Is
on
that
it.
right?
I think that is right. I
Sounds
remember
right.
it from before, yeah.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, I
the
mean,
remaster, they're changing it to be off guard rather than flat-footed.
Okay.
Doesn't really make a difference, but
The name
so
change.
we know.
Yeah, then he'll shoot it then. He got a little bit closer, but I think no, if that's still in range.
Let's do a little
He
measure.
got 50 feet.
It is, yeah. So no negative to your roll at all. There's a difference of 4 on this roll.
No.
That is unfortunately
Oh,
one
no.
off.
He
I will
use
remind
the
everyone that
hero
everyone has a
point.
hero point.
Yeah, we use it.
Very nice.
Oh.
Oh baby, it's a big crit. Roll that crit damage. And add a d10.
D10.
Oh, still on that one on the
He
number.
also gets his sneak attack damage.
He does. So you're going to add a d10 and whatever your sneak attack damage is. Very cool.
What's going on with this? Measure. Okay. D10.
Yep, d10, because a short bow has the d. Oh my god, you're getting so unlucky with the dice.
2 D6s.
Amazing.
There you go.
Thank you. So, 9, 10, 15. So even with the really unlucky dice rolls, a hefty strike as you fire right through kind of rack of the seeds on its back, and they burst and burn through its body as it kind of arches its back in pain.
Oh,
Very
hell
nice.
yeah.
So sneak, shot, oh, and recall knowledge, very good. The green marked goblins. These two are going to balance as they make their way across. They are experienced forest folk, so I'm just going to roll a d20 for each of them, and on a 1, they'll fall. Only on a 1. Oh, I did it to the GM. It was a 6 and a nat 20. So no falling down, which is excellent. We'll half their movement as they're balancing though. So 25 with 2 actions. There. Goblins come streaming across. And this one, 25. Running right past you, Primrose, towards Zektool.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And unfortunately, the last one is already slain. The Crusher. With the other goblin inside it and failing to escape automatically at the beginning of the Crusher's turn, I believe it is. Yeah, the goblin is crushed.
Damn it.
God, I can't reach the thing. X. Okay. The Crusher itself, though, is not very fast. And so it's going to use all 3 of its actions simply to pursue the goblins in the ravine. It is now beneath where that tree would fall, where the tree to be made to fall. Gwilyn is going to move up kind of parallel with Skrick, so she also doesn't suffer from the range. And she's gonna do, instead of doing her aim shot, she's gonna spend essentially 2 actions to do 3 shots. They will suffer from multiple attack penalties, so it's a bit of a long shot, but 3 chances. 3 arrows in quick succession.
Oh.
Damn. Not enough. The arrows go flying wide. Perhaps next time she'll do an aim shot. Peepers, your turn.
Okay. Sorry, one sec.
That's alright, not at all.
Just reading my own hands again.
Yeah, you will have all that back. The first hour of play, I will give the first hero point to Primrose.
Oh. Okay.
As you all hear the ground kind of shakes as the large creature inside. You can basically see like the top of its head. It's definitely 20 feet tall. The size of the ravine as it's like stomping through towards the goblins inside.
I'll lay on hands Celia for, what is it, 6?
I think it is 6, yeah. Very nice. Place a reassuring hand on the shoulder, back up to 44.
Okay, I will move towards the scuba and flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows. 2 strikes.
Okay, first one. Great.
19 hits. Unfortunate with the dice, the damage roll.
That's me.
Thank you. Right, carving through, you begin to chop through some of the wooden form. Celia.
Nice. Xenia. Well, I can't see what she can see, so can she just see this one thing here?
No, she can also see the whipping creature to her. Well, actually, technically she can't, because it's on the other side of the tree. Although that wouldn't have worked, because you did attack people with it, so it actually would be here. So she could see it. Yeah.
Okay. How close is it? Where is it?
It is. It would take 15 feet of movement for her to get into melee range with it.
Okay. Hmm.
She does also have the burning seed. That's the moment.
Oh yeah. We'll remove that then.
Okay, 1 action to remove the seed.
Yeah. I'm just wondering because she's got the is it sword with the electric arc?
She does indeed, yeah.
What is the range on electric arc?
I think it's 30. They would both definitely be
Okay.
within range.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I assume it's somewhere over here. But I wasn't thinking about that. But I was thinking maybe, but it's not in range. Trying to hit the tree, knock it down with it.
With the electric arc?
Yeah.
Ooh, very cool. So how would she be like plunging the blade into the tree and evoking the electricity, or using like the
that's
lightning
thing,
strike itself?
It's cool, but I don't think I can do it.
You can certainly give it a go. I have rules for knocking the tree
Okay.
down, and whatever you do to try and knock it down, there are some rolls I will make for it.
Okay. Well, just weighing up the pros and cons because she is shielder, and I don't know if I want to leave Morrigan next to the whipper.
That is true. It's a nasty creature.
Yeah, I think we might have to just ditch even though it's cool, ditch the cool idea. We have to go and stand next to Morrigan, I think, and do the arc.
Cool. So step up. I'm assuming,
So
shielding
near the
Morrigan.
tree still. Yeah.
Remove the seed.
Well, she's got the shield thing anyway, so.
Cool. And then electric arc. So
Is
they
the
both
is
make.
the arc 2 actions?
Go on.
Is it 2
I think
actions?
on the blade it might just be 1. I will check. Yes, it is only 1. So that's a bonus rather than the normal
okay.
cantrip. It is only once per day, but yeah.
Yeah. Alright, electric arc and then raise shield.
Very cool. Well, you won't be able to raise shield because you used an action to get rid of the seed. So we move and electric arc.
Oh, move, yeah, damn it.
Unless you want to
maybe
stay
I
where you
won't
are and
move.
raise your shield. Up to you. You would then be
Yeah, I think
behind
so.
Morrigan.
We'll stay. And raise
Stay.
shield. Yeah,
Stay and
but
raise shield.
but as long as it's within 5 feet, she can still use her shield ability, which is the block for Morrigan.
Very cool. Shield is up. Awesome. So 23 AC right now. Beautiful. And then the electric arc.
So because she's raised shield next to Morrigan, you adopt a wise stance and you select an adjacent creature. As long as your shield is raised, you get plus 1 a bonus to AC.
Very cool.
To Morrigan, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. Plus 1 bonus AC. I now realize I'm going to give Celia 6 HP back because her AC was showing wrong on her token. She would have been able to do the raise shield reaction to stop that first critical hit from the enemy being a critical.
Ah, cool.
So
cool,
giving
cool.
her 6 HP back. And then electric arc, 2 reflex saves.
Yes.
as she holds up Sigurd's spark blade, and lightning jumps between the two ashen creatures.
Dang it.
It's DC 19. So that passes, it will take half damage. If you want to roll the damage for me, it's 2d4 plus 4.
I can't roll it. I don't have the sheet.
Oh, no worries. Well, just on dice roller.
Oh, okay.
You're
Yeah.
happy to do so.
2d6. Yeah.
The other one critically fails.
No.
2d4, afraid.
2d4.
2d4 rather than 2d6. 2d4 plus 4.
Oh, yeah. So
That's alright. Okay, so 4 plus 4 is 8. So one of them, the Grasper, takes half damage, so it just takes 4. But the other one, the Cedar, takes double damage, so it actually takes 16 damage. So it critically
Nice.
failed. The lightning just courses through its body and grounds into
Yeah.
soil. Okay, purple goblins. Pretty much going to be able to escape. Gather over here. Orange goblins. Oh god. They get to the end of the ravine and see there is nowhere to go and begin to kind of panicking look around at the sheer walls. They will attempt to climb next turn, but it will not be easy for them. The Cedar here, sharing its health. Unattach. Is going to move 20 feet. Is going to try and fire at this goblin. The goblin is 2 range increments, or well, it's not outside 2 range, so it will take a -2. This it's going to try and shoot the goblin. That's a miss. We'll try again. Multiple attack penalty and a -2. It does roll well, and it does still hit. And right in front of you, Primrose, this goblin is struck down as the seed essentially penetrates through its side and begins to spread out and grow into the side of the goblin.
Yep.
The whipping creature is going to send its first attack at Morrigan. Grasper. Whip. A 19 to hit. I believe does hit. For a total of 17 damage to Morrigan. And it does.
Ow.
Yeah. The thorny vine wraps around.
Is that with the +1 AC?
Unfortunately, the +1 AC, it just
Dang
makes
it.
it.
Yeah. Tried.
You are grabbed, Morrigan, by the creature. Which means you're immobilized. You'll have to try and escape on your turn. And it wraps around your neck and begins strangling you. You are now suffocating. This is an actual condition in Pathfinder. I need to look at your Constitution modifier, which is +1. I think it's 5 plus your Constitution modifier. Number of rounds, yeah, 1 plus your Constitution. So you basically have and I'm going to put this as a little bar on you to remind you. You basically have
Okay.
6 turns of air still in you. Now, while suffocating, you can still do actions and cast spells and stuff, but that will cost some of the air. Okay?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you break free of this, this all goes away, and you can breathe normally, and on your turn you can make a roll, spend an action to try and escape and such, but just letting you know. So you all see Morrigan is being strangled around her neck.
Okay.
Ooh.
That is its first action. With its other whip-like arm, it's going to try and do the same thing to Peepers. Yep. Oh, this should have a -5 to it, but it was still a good roll. So 23, which is 1 above Peepers' AC. So it will... Oh, the Protector Tree would have blocked the damage on Morrigan, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, 20.
Which I'm going to say means she's not being strangled either, because that doesn't make any sense otherwise. So as this horrible whip, you try to dodge, but you can see it's tracked your kind of tumble to the side, Morrigan, and it's going for your neck. This huge branch just slams down into the ground in front of you, and the whip pulls around that instead, as the
Nice.
Protector Tree tanks the damage, almost being destroyed in the process, but...
Is it a Whomping
Good
Willow?
tree.
Absolutely. So I'll get rid of that bar. You're not worried about it. Cool. On Peepers, though, no tree to protect you. 12 damage. And you are, again, grabbed and suffocating. Your Constitution modifier is +1, so it's the same. Though I think you've got a pretty good chance of escaping on your turn. Cool. And then its last action. It is going to... It is going to... try and... thing that's got Peepers grabbed with the whip tendril, it's going to try and trip Peepers as well. This will be a full multiple attack penalty though. I think it's an athletics check. Yeah, athletics. And Peepers, your reflex DC is your reflex save +10, and Jesus Christ, your reflex is 12, so it needs to beat 22. This could go really bad for it, actually. But it's going to try. So, does have a good athletics modifier. But there's -10 to that because of multiple attack penalty, so it does critically fail. And a critical failure means it actually... So, as it tries to, like, whip through its arm that's strangling you to pull you to the ground, Peepers, you use your monk reflexes to twist the motion and pull back on the tendril, pulling the creature prone itself. Very nice. Cool. Primrose, your turn.
How many goblins are left in the field? I can't see any. I see one.
They are down in... The majority of them are down in the ravine now.
Oh, they're still down there.
Yeah, there's 4 up here. Yeah, they're not safe. They are stuck at the end of the ravine. The ravine stops. They've run into like a stone cliff. Next turn, they'll begin trying to scramble up, but they are made for... And in fact, not really. They are decent at climbing trees. They get no bonuses to climbing like stone cliff faces.
Okay. Well, there's only one thing I can do. I'm gonna try and cast on the big thing, big thing. Entangling Flora.
Ooh. So plants burst out of the ground. The soil and the rock around it. Ooh, it's a big area. Cool. 20-foot radius. That's huge. So it would cover...
It is. But I'm doing it in the ravine, so probably only gets
Yeah, because
bigger.
it's 20 feet up the sides and such, yeah. But it would
Yeah.
definitely be like a rectangle going along. So would you like to basically be on it and then across towards the goblins?
Yeah, so
Makes
as
sense.
like as much as the most I can reduce his movement towards the goblins.
Awesome. So 5:30.
Hopefully.
It's going to be a lot. It's like this space, the green
Oh, damn.
rectangle.
Nice.
So yeah, all through there, thick, beautiful vines and ferns and flowers burst up and entangle around its legs. It must attempt a reflex save. Immobilized. Nice, very nice. Cool. Anything else? I think you have an action left.
Yeah, one action. Probably one action. But do my blast. Do my blast him.
Very
Oh,
cool.
what's the range? Hang on.
Yeah, he is 45 feet away from you. I don't know if it's much.
Yeah, that's not close enough. Damn it. Dang it.
Damn it.
And I don't think I've got any more one actions.
Cool.
Probably. Yeah, that's it.
Alright. The cedar upon the tree is going to one action to move. It will roll to balance though, which would be its acrobatics, but it doesn't have acrobatic skills, so just be its dexterity. I'm going to set this. It's a fairly big tree. I'm going to say DC 12. Oh, it critically succeeds with a natural 20. At least I wasted that not on the attack roll. So yeah, it will move its full speed. So 10, 20. And it is going to fire one seed at you, Primrose.
Yeah.
12 to hit.
Ooh.
And its
Yes, yes.
second seed at the goblin next to you. For 4, a natural 1.
Ooh.
Flying off wildly. Morrigan, it is your turn. Not grabbed.
Not grabbed.
Not grabbed.
Not grabbed.
So yeah, you got this one here, looks almost dead, and you got this one up here, which is currently prone on the ground. People aren't looking too hurt, and then there's the massive thing in the ravine, which is walking towards, ominously walking towards the goblins.
Yeah. The only thing I really have that's damagey is torturous trauma, which is probably not really going to work on that, I don't think.
All of these things will take normal damage from torturous trauma, if you want to use it.
Maybe I should do my spiritual weapon.
Yeah, use some spell slots.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Is it the shears?
The shears!
The shears, spiritual shears, pop into the air, and I imagine them kind of made of that weave water, kind of entwined movement. Let me just quickly read, make sure this is the same. Ghostly appearance. Weapon appears next to a. Okay, who are you manifesting it next to?
The thing in the. Oh no, I can't do it against the thing in the ravine. I can see the thing in the ravine.
You
This
can.
guy.
It's so tall that its head's
Wait.
basically at the top of. You can see the thing in the ravine.
That
But it's
yeah,
up to you.
this one is attacking peepers though, so
It is.
we don't really want peepers to die.
That makes sense to me.
Probably this one.
So let's get rid of that spell slot. Give you back that spell slot. Let you rest. Give you back all your
I feel
heals.
like Spheres was a cool choice as well, because then you have 3 things you could do with it as well.
That's true.
You can stab,
Sorry, I'm
you
just
can
reading the spell.
slash, and you can cut. So no.
No, absolutely. Makes sense. I'm just reading. Weapon deals force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting. Oh no, you're absolutely right. you can choose to do like slashing damage instead, which is extra effective against these creatures.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh my god, so much text. The weapon doesn't take up space. Cool, amazing. I will make a little marker for it in the background while we're playing. But for now, could you just roll your spell attack roll for me, please?
Yeah.
Which is, I think you can press. You just press it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a button.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that just rolled the damage.
Oh.
You can just roll a d20. It's a +9.
Oof. What on me. Picked a good character. Ugh.
So 8 plus
Jesus.
9 is 17, which does unfortunately just miss this creature. Unless you'd like to hero point.
Yeah, screw it. Why not?
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. The shear is cut down, but the creature, whether by instinct or some fell understanding, does manage to dodge to the side. But the spiritual weapon stays for a whole minute, and you can spend 1 action each turn to have it move and attack something else.
But not on this turn, right?
No, it has to be a sustaining thing.
Okay. And then I have 1
Yeah.
action left, right?
You have 1 action left, yeah.
1 action left.
You can cast guidance on someone, or you could move,
Yeah.
or command Revna. Revna's just standing there at the moment.
Will guidance help peepers if I cast it on peepers?
Yeah, gives people a +1.
Yeah, I've put it there. Just I don't know why I think you'd need it, but you never know.
No, it's useful. Very cool. Attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check. Yeah, so it would actually help people with his escape check if you made it. Right, put a little marker to make sure we remember. Let's go with the Morrigan Eye. Very cool. Good turn. I'll make a shears thing in a sec. Right, Skrick, your turn.
Right, is gonna shoot the one that Peepers is attacking,
Very cool.
which he's got that it's flat-footed to him.
Absolutely, it is.
Punches. Go.
Nice.
And that would be a.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be a crit.
It is a crit. Its AC is
Oh,
16 to you
yeah.
right now because of the flat-footed. So roll the
Oh.
critical damage, or you can just double the 7. I hate it when you roll critical damage and it's lower. Oh, it basically did anyway.
And then it gets a 2d6.
Indeed. And don't forget your extra d10.
Is it dead? It's rolling.
Yeah, it is. It's dead. Yeah, the second strike, this time straight down its wooden gullet, just shatters the creature from the inside out, and nothing's left but a collection of blackened and broken twigs on the ground. Very nice. That was just 1 action.
Yeah. I'm just checking his inventory.
Yeah.
He's gonna get his knife. He's gonna run up to a tree.
Oh,
and
yeah?
hack it with his dagger.
Okay. Dagger! Wait, does Dagger have... I'm gonna do this. By the book. Is Dagger versatile slashing?
I don't know.
1d4... Wait, does it have? 1d4 piercing.
Small blade in one hand, it can be used to stab. That's what it says.
That's true. Oh, it can be thrown. Okay, it doesn't. Yes. Could you make an athletics check
Oh,
for me,
yeah.
please?
So the 2. Is it an attack?
Oh, no. For the purposes of this, no. Kind of written some separate rules for getting this tree down.
It's going.
Eh,
10.
A 10. You're like stabbing and soaring back and forth, and there are weaker parts of this. You do manage to make some headway in snapping some of the fibers at the edge of it. And probably the best effect you've had this turn is seeing that it's weaker than it looks. And you think with some concerted effort and a good shove, it will definitely come toppling down. So did you
Thinking like,
move up
"Really?
to it?
Help me!
I assume you moved up to it, yeah?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It hasn't changed on my thing, but it's fine.
Oh.
It's all good. So you shot it, killed it, and then you called out for people to help. The green goblins are all, unfortunately... Oh no, there's one next to Primrose. Run away! The Crusher is going to... Right, at the start of its turn, it has to make a reflex save against your spell DC. Primrose? It rolls
spell
a 16.
I don't know what my spell DC. Oh, it's 20.
Okay, so it doesn't critically fail, it's not immobilized, but it does fail, taking minus 10 to its movement, and its movement is normally only 20, so it only has 10 feet
Yo.
while in this area. So, 1 action, 2 action, 3 action, and it only gets to there. Definitely buying more time for those goblins at the end of
Goblins.
ravine.
Climb.
In fact, yeah, it's gonna use 2 actions to move, but seeing the wielder of this natural sorcery, it almost as if throwing something, kind of casts its arm up towards you, Primrose, and from its own arm, sharp shards of bark and blackened wood come flying out towards you. Whoa! 21 to hit.
It hits.
It hits. Oh, actually, excuse me, it's only 20. Alright. Would a 19 hit?
No.
It doesn't hit then. It's just outside its range
Yeah.
increment. So you kind of duck down and shards embed in the trunk of the tree next to you and the ground around you, but you are unscathed. Favored
That
by
was
nature.
close.
That was very close. Willen. Hearing Skrick call out, she's gonna run in and try and lend her. Ooh. Your first athletics was a 24. Skrick! Okay. That's fine, we can make that work. Right, okay. With that in mind, that actually kind of changes things. Willen doesn't need to roll very high to make this work. Fortunately, she's not trained in athletics. She'll just make a strength check. Okay. Willen Oakleaf has a 0 strength modifier, but because Skrick, your athletics roll was actually 24, it came up in the chat, it would have basically started the tree falling. What she's going to try and do is guide the tree, because the Crusher has moved on. If she can roll higher than a 10, so it's going to be a 50-50. If she can roll higher than a 10, the tree is going to fall, and because the Crusher and the Cedar are basically stacked on top of each other right now, it would hit them both and collapse the tree bridge that's across it. So this is purely a coin flip right now. Does anyone else want to roll it? Or are we happy for me to roll it? I'm gonna roll it.
Do it.
Gwilyn
Do it.
throws her back into it, her slight late teenage frame. Yeah! 11 or higher. It's a 13!
Woo!
Creaking and the sound of shattering wood snapping. You kind of have to wince and cover your ears as it is loud as this ancient tree, already clearly battered and broken by storms, begins to topple and fall and falls on top of both the crusher and the cedar. Damage wise, I already have this written down, and seeing as Scrick started this, I'd like Kieran to roll the damage if you're willing. There's no modifier to this, but it is 5d12 damage. Please, Kieran. 5d12. It's very variable. Could be as low as 5 or as high as 60 damage.
It's rolling.
Oh, baby.
It's coming.
They will also each get a reflex save, but it will be pretty difficult. So could I? Yeah. Let's see what the damage is first. The cedar. Reflex save. DC 20. Fails, so it'll take full damage. The crusher. Reflex save. DC 20. Fails. Neither critically failing, crucially. 30 damage! Holy shit. The tree comes hurtling down as it slams through the tree bridge, taking the cedar down. The cedar will also take falling damage and is immediately killed, as its crushed and crumpled remnants are scattered across the bottom of the ravine. The crusher is more like watching an ogre hit by a great club. It slams into its head and shoulders, breaking much of its bark skin and crunching much of it within. But it is still standing. It's, as I'm sure you can imagine, a tanky thing. But a hefty blow is dealt to the creature there. Very nice. Well played, Scrick. A hero point to Scrick for sure. And Peepers, is your turn.
Nope. Do I have to roll for anything? I'm still like grabbed on my screen.
You are grabbed, which means you're currently immobilized. You can't move. What you can do is spend an action to do the escape action, which is you can use either. Basically, you pick whatever's highest out of your athletics, your acrobatics, or your unarmed attack. It might even be your unarmed attack. Your Tiger Strike is an unarmed attack, for example. So whatever has the highest number.
Where is unarmed listed?
It would just be your unarmed fist or tiger. Oh yeah, it's plus 11. So it's probably your highest.
Yeah, it is.
Very nice. Yeah, roll a tiger claw attack or an unarmed fist. That's unfortunate. There is only one action, so you can try again.
There we go.
Holy guacamole! So yeah, at first you just kind of push back against it, and it just tightens against you, almost like quicksand. You struggle, and it tightens. And so you think to yourself instead, you need to slip free of this, and you crouch low, chuck your elbows out to the sides, and shrug off the vines around you. You are no longer grabbed and immobilized.
Okay, so that's 2 actions.
That is, unfortunately, you've only got one left.
I guess I'll just move.
Makes sense. Close with it, so if it immobilizes you again,
Yeah, I'll
and
move
still smack it up. Very nice.
here. Okay,
Get
that's
rid
me.
of that 6/6. Cool. Thank you. Celia's turn.
Celia, is this one? This one's still alive, the Whipper.
Well, definitely, yeah, and currently prone.
Let's move up to him and try and power attack him, I think.
Very cool. Move. 5, 10, 50. You could flank as well.
Yeah. Just a flanky flank.
Very cool. Power attack! I will roll that.
Yeah.
Is it just... It just adds damage, doesn't it? It's a normal attack roll.
Yeah, I think it's just to circumvent the attack penalty.
That is a critical hit!
Oh hell yeah!
Because of the flanking and the
No.
prone. Oh god. So that is an extra weapon damage dice. So normally it... I'm looking at Scrick's character sheet. Come on, Celia. Why didn't it do damage roll? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna double that and add a d6. I think 'cause it's a short sword. Double that too. Holy shit! Maximum damage.
Nice.
16, 32 damage.
Oh,
And I'm going to assume. Well, would Scrick have shared the slashing weakness with people? Do we think?
Well, I think we assumed it before.
Yeah. Then that doesn't get doubled, but it adds on. So 32. Jesus. Basically, more than halving this thing in one strike. Halving through. It also means I shortchanged Peepers before because Tiger Claw attacks are slashing. So that 4 damage would have actually been extra. Nice. Yeah, carving through these things. Fantastic. Purple goblins have all escaped. Okay, this isn't going to be pretty. Basically, considering modifiers and everything, they need to roll each one, and it takes, because they're climbing speed, it will take 2 successes from each of them to get out. They're going to line up. Well, actually, no, they'd be climbing up the end. They're not going to lose an action because of that. And they basically only succeed on an 18, 19, or 20.
Okay.
Yeah. And if they get a 7 or lower, they basically lose the progress they've made so far. Okay, so top one. I'm going to do this quickly. Straight rolls. No! Okay, so it doesn't get anywhere. Straight roll again.
Primrose will
Doesn't
yell out
matter.
some motivation. Wait for me, I'm coming!
Next one down, number 2. 2 dice. Nowhere. Next one down, 2 dice. 2 nat 1s. This one digs down into the ground, trying to burrow away. And number 4. Oh, they rolled so bad. Yeah, none of them make any progress with climbing. Unfortunate. Oh, I've shortchanged them though, because it's 3 dice, they get 3 actions. So up 1, second one, third one. No, there we go. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Brutal. They definitely need help.
Yep.
This cedar is dead. Remove it from the turn order. The grasper. Oof. Badly hurt by you guys. He's gonna use 1 action to stand. And is... Oh, you flanked it as well. If it moves, Celia will get an attack opportunity. It doesn't know that though, so and it wants to move because it wants to get you guys in an area. So it is going to move. I don't think Peepers has... Did we give you an attack opportunity? Stunning Fist. No, we didn't. Although you could have used your toxic skin reaction for, so I shortchanged on that. Sorry. Okay, Celia, I assume will take the reaction to make an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a normal attack. It's not a crit 'cause it's no longer prone. Blank, but 2 normal damage. Why aren't you rolling the damage? There we go. 8. And that's slashing, so that's actually more. And this thing is going to use its unseating sweep. So with both arms, limbs, the whipping tendrils slash out towards the legs of the creatures in front of it. I will roll for Celia, but I need Peepers and Morrigan to make a reflex. Oh wait, no, you don't do anything. Sorry, I roll. Makes. Oh, okay. I roll once to try and trip all 3 of you against your reflex DCs. So Peepers is 22. Celia is 19, and Morrigan is 18. 22, 19, and 18. So it makes 1 athletics check. Trying to beat all of that, basically. This plus 15 to this. Yes, that's 26. So it beats everyone's. So you, Celia, Peepers, and Morrigan are all knocked prone. No one got critically, at least, which would have done some damage. That is its turn, though. Primrose.
Primrose is gonna get over here. She's gonna just jump over that. I think
Very
she can
cool.
easily.
Yep.
30 feet, right there.
Yep.
And she's gonna cast a protector tree right there.
Aha! Very nice.
Yeah. It says medium tree, and I don't know what that means in Pathfinder, but Google says a medium tree is 25 feet. So
Perfect. Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah. I think it just means it takes up 1 5-foot space. It doesn't dictate how tall it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm absolutely
I
fine
don't
with
know.
it being as tall as the side of the ravine. You're basically making a tree ladder for them to climb up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Tree ladder.
I love it. Back to tree. Patch this one. It's got full HP. It's not Aberystic Sunny. Protector tree.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Oh.
Do I need to concentrate on entanglement? If I do, I just go back to where I was and cast it from there. But do I need? Is that concentration? What does concentration mean in Pathfinder? I forgot.
There is no concentration. Some things you have to sustain to keep them going. But I don't think Protector Tree does it?
No, I mean the entangling flora.
Oh. Let's have a little look.
Concentrate, manipulate, plant.
Sorry, so the concentrate trait interacts with some abilities. There are some creatures that can break, or there are area of effect things. Like, for example, I read one recently that makes horrible noise in an area, and basically you can't use abilities that have the concentrate thing if you're in that area. So in Pathfinder, it's just a trait. You don't have to expend anything or what have you.
Okay, cool. I think otherwise it just says frequency constant, so I don't think I need
It means
to
you can do it as often as you want.
Yeah.
Awesome. So 1 action and then Protect Tree. Lovely. Morrigan Fate Weaver.
Yeah.
I will say it does mean fine.
Oh, you're lagging a bit. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm lagging. I can see it. Did you? It just means that the tree by Morgan is.
It's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Makes sense. Morgan, your turn. It would be one action to stand up, and don't forget you can sustain your spiritual weapon to have it attack.
Yeah, I want to attack to sustain my sorry.
Spiritual weapon.
I haven't even been drinking. Spiritual weapon to attack this one that is attacking Celia.
Very cool. And it is as if the silvery waters of the weave water run through the air as the shears kind of disband and then reform next to the creature and go to attack it. Make another spell attack roll for me, please. So it's a +9 for you.
Come on, baby.
That is not enough.
Oh!
You do have a hero point. Or if
No,
not,
I don't.
would-
I used it.
No, I'd give you a hero point for the awesome shears stuff. So if you want to use that, feel free.
Ooh!
That definitely hits. Almost a crit. So could you roll? I think it was a D8 plus 3. 1d8 plus 3. Your damage. And I'm assuming you're making it slashing, so it does extra damage against this creature.
Yeah. 8.
8 and then plus that. Ooh. Yeah, the shears like carve through in some horrible mockery of gardening. This wooden creature is just being scissored apart.
You to death.
So it is on it. Yeah, it's very, very much on its very last legs. A sliver of life remains within it. That is only one action. Are you standing up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got one action left. You
Okay.
guidance someone else. You guidance Celia.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Cool. Perfect. And could you quickly pop over here in IRL so you can pick which art you want the shears to be, because there's some pretty cool stuff
Yeah, I'm on my way.
generated. Whilst Skrick takes his turn.
Rick's gonna move here. And he will shoot the little thing.
Very cool. Shoot this one.
This takes so long.
Go.
21?
21
4
hits.
piercing damage.
4 piercing damage, which is enough. Skrick's getting all the kills.
And then he'll try and identify what the big thing is.
Very nice. It will be the same thing, so I'll use your Arcana.
Which is 8.
Ooh. I gave you a bit of a bonus to this because you successfully identified the other one, and they are similar creatures. So, yeah. Crusher, but it is essentially a corruption of some of the larger Wildred that form from multiple trees. And so inside them are basically multiple tree trunks that grind together and crush creatures if needs be. It has the ability to grab creatures and put them inside it. It's very, very dangerous. It hits pretty hard. Reflex is its worst. Excuse me, worst. It has an AC of 21. You did not critically succeed this time.
Okay. Cool. Just wanted to know what it was.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Very nice. Green goblins all escaped. The Crusher. It is going to. What is its range? It's melee. It is gonna move here. Oh, on its start of its turn, it needs to make a reflex save because it might be immobilized, which would actually be really big. It's not immobilized, does fail, so it's only got 10 feet of movement. So we'll stride once to get there, and it's gonna smack Skrick up on the edge of the ravine. A 29 to hit you, Skrick. Only 9 bludgeoning. And an extra d4 of fire, because it is corrupted. So 11 damage total, I'll do that for you. And it's going to make a second... Oh, I should have just tried to engulf you. That would have been great. But it won't. Second attack. 27 to hit, hits as well. Extra d4 fire damage. Only 1. So 11. So 2 hefty hits against Skrick, who seems to have attracted the wild anger of this creature's attention. Helping to buy time for the goblins to climb the tree. Willen,
gotta get out of here.
who, like, you him slam down, glancing blows on Skrick. Willen's going to mark this thing with an aimed shot. And seeing as she's going to use her full turn to do this, she can actually do the whole bang, which is pretty cool. So she'll do Archer's Aim into Rapid Shot. So 1 aim strike. Which does hit! For 4 piercing damage. All helps. And then 2 normal strikes, which are likely to do. Peepers! Peepers!
Yep, 1 sec.
Worries. You're currently prone.
Okay.
Spend an action to stand up.
Okay, well, I do that.
Yep. So 2 actions left.
Well, I can't see anything, so I guess I'll just move. Started.
Yeah, everybody's fighting the big thing over here to the left.
Isn't letting me move at all.
Oh, I think it's because I accidentally locked you in the tree. There you go. So that's 5 feet. You got the rest of your movement.
There is something in the way, so I have to spend more of my time to move, and that's my turn.
Roger that. Zooming off. Celia.
Senior. She needs to stand.
She does. Up she
Yeah,
stands.
stand. Up she gets. I think just walk. I can't really see how far I need
Yeah,
to go.
of course.
Is it 1 action to get to the guy, or?
No, it's definitely 2. She could get to there, basically.
Cool. I mean, that's it then.
Very cool. Goblin purple, all gone. Goblin orange, right. The tree! Very, very nice. Right, I'm going to completely change the rolls they need to make then, because they are good at climbing trees. And I'm assuming Primrose has, like, channeled her energy to summon a tree that is like a little wooden ladder. So,
yeah.
they will still have to roll. So they need 2 successes to climb out successfully, because they aren't... basically, goblins in Hespia are generally ground dwelling and only go up in the trees to sleep, but they're still pretty good. So instead of needing 18, 19, 20, they will need basically you've given them a plus 10 for this, so 8 or higher will get them there, and they can't critically fail anymore unless a natural 1. Right, so the first action, halfway up. Oh, I need to take off my GM rolls. I rolled an 11 and a 10, so the first one makes it up.
Yay.
Gratefully thanking you in Goblin, Primrose, as she goes past.
Well, I don't speak Goblin, but I think she knows thanks.
Second one, 8 or higher. Success. Success. They are up. Passed. Fantastic. Third one, we'll have to spend 1 action to get there. But then climb. Success! And success! An 8 is what they need. The goblins are
Yo.
up. Very, very big play with the protector tree. And then the last one, a stride to get there. And come on, don't mess this up. That was almost a crit success. That's not a critical fail. So this last one, he is halfway up the trees there. They're
Okay.
almost all there. So you've made a huge difference. The Grasper is dead. Primrose, your turn.
Ooh, oh, I didn't think about my turn. What is the range on that one? 60 foot? Am I in range for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna do from the staff hydraulic push.
Ooh. A 21 hits. For
Yeah.
12 bludgeoning damage as this gout of water steams across the air, slamming into the tree. Bludgeons target and knocks it back. It was just a success hit. Knocked back 5 feet.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then one more. I don't think I'm in range for the thing again. I don't think I have anything else. Maybe I'll just move.
I will say, if
move
you
over.
want to, because you've made this tree, you could roll a nature check as an aid action to help the goblin up, to give him a big bonus to getting up on the top, because I think that's cool.
Oh. Yeah, I'll
So
do that.
If you roll nature, I've got a DC in my head, it's very low.
Nature.
Oh, that's a critical success. So yeah, he'll have a +4 on his check. So basically needs to
Nice.
roll a 4 or higher. Very nice. And Anya is back, perfectly timed, as it is Morrigan's turn.
Did that on purpose.
So there's the big enemy over here now, and you still have your spiritual weapon.
Over
I'm-
where? Sorry.
I'm making the token now. Over by Scrick, north
Okay.
of Peepers.
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 Blah 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 blah. I'll do some measuring. I don't want to move really. So should be sure. Move to there.
Cool,
Sustain
cool.
my spiritual weapon.
Very
And-
nice.
Put it on that guy.
Hell yeah.
The mean tree boy.
Roll your d20, please. It's d20 plus 9.
Oh, I've already done it. Ah, la, la, la. Sorry, I opened the thing and I forgot about the thing. I wasn't
It's
doing that.
alright.
I can't do the maths, but you know what it is.
18 plus 9 is 27, which definitely hits. Roll 1d8 plus. Well, because you're using slashing, you guys have seen the effect of this now. I'll just tell you. These creatures have weakness 5 to slashing, so you add 5 to any slashing damage they take. So 1d8 plus 8, basically, is the damage you're doing. The shears.
10.
10 damage, nice.
Pathetic.
You're wearing this thing down. Chunks of the bark and branches are snapping off of it. Very nice. One more
and then
action you have.
Cast guidance on grip.
Cast guidance on Scrick. Bing.
And that's me.
Very nice. And it is Scrick's turn. You channel the fates.
And he rolls past Morrigan over
Yep.
here. Tries to hide in the bush.
Cool. Your stealth modifier again, please.
11.
11. Oh, yep. Very good. Did you go diving and
And
tumbling
then-
into the bush?
And then he will shoot it.
Very cool. Oh, that is because you're hidden.
Is it 29 as well? Because he's got guidance, or is it not count for that?
Because you're hidden, I believe, and I didn't use this before, so that's my bad. I believe it's flat-footed to you, which makes its AC down to 19, and because of the guidance, your attack goes to 29 and becomes a critical hit. Fuck! So cool. As Morrigan reads the fates and guides your shot. So roll critical damage. Click that button.
And then the 2d6 as well.
And the D10. Damn, rogue crits are fucking cool. So 12. 17.
There we go.
Oh. 27 damage from Scrick there.
Nice.
Another shot carving through, hollowing out this creature, striking at something crucial inside as the flame begins to flicker and die inside it. Jeez.
I've always
very
wanted to be a
nice.
lumberjack.
Lumber
Actually,
Scrick.
I am. That sounded cool.
Green Goblin's
Yeah,
done.
that's
Right.
done.
In a desperate attempt to hurt the things that are hurting it, the Crusher is going to try and... Goblins are escaping. Yeah. It is going to... No worries at all, Natalie. Thank you for powering through feeling so sick. It is... Yeah, it's going to try and engulf Celia. I need to quickly read the rule for engulf. I think it's a reflex save. Engulf. Oh, I've been doing this totally wrong. Good to learn. Oh shit, engulf's awesome. This is amazing. Okay, so it takes 2 actions, and it gets to... It seems really good. It gets to stride twice its speed. Now, it doesn't have a climbing speed, so it will be climbing twice the speed. Basically, only gets it like to the top of the thing, which is good because it means it doesn't get... It doesn't just get to run through all of you guys and try and engulf all of you at once.
How does
but
that work with the Flora?
Oh yeah, it needs to make a reflex save. Oh, that's huge because that would reduce its speed. Love this game. Okay, your DC's 19.
It's 20.
It fails. It can't successfully do that. It can't engulf Celia. Holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sorry, Tom.
No, that's fucking awesome. It tries to like pull itself up, but the plants are just gripping and pulling it down, and it's like almost tearing itself apart to get up. In that case, it's just gonna swing at Celia. Probably won't go very well. Ash and Branch. 26 does hit.
Mm-hmm. Even if I react shield, damn it.
Oh, this is -5 to this, so that's 26 again. Oh, he's going down.
Oh.
Hard. Okay, last one. A critical hit! But...
Oh my god.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
So a 21 misses. Yeah, so crit, and that 20 doesn't necessarily mean a crit. It means the 4 degrees of success that it gets is 1 higher. So it would actually miss a 21, but the critical makes it just a normal hit. So it's not a big crit. So 12.
Even if I react shield?
React shield would make your AC 25, which would still be a miss, but then the nat 20 made it like a hit, a normal hit.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. That would take Celia down to 8, and I haven't rolled the d4s. There are 3 d4s still to come.
Okay.
1. Oh, I think she's safe. Oh, I put it on GM roll again. I rolled a 1 on the first one, so I think she's safe. And a 1. And a 1. So only 3 more damage. Celia, after the hammering of these tree trunk sized arms just slamming down, her shield's up, but it's just crushing her. You can see her feet pushing down into the earth and the plate armor, this knight holding against this corrupted wild creature, stands with 5 HP remaining. Holy shit.
Big hits.
Fucking awesome. Very big hits. Oh, it's the perfect time for Gwilyn Oakleaf to kill Steel. Get away from my girlfriend. Booyah! With a critical hit!
Oh, I love it.
Look at Gwilyn. Right in the flaming ember eyes of this creature. Heavy moan as the creature's life. Hang on. I actually haven't rolled enough damage yet. Critical damage of 4. But she does get a D10 because it's a crossbow. Come on, Gwilyn, don't fuck this up now. 8. Is that enough? Yes, just enough. As the creature like slumps against the side of the ravine, its broken, blackened, corrupted head of bark wood slumps down. It's basically like slumped over the side of the ravine as smoke rises and the fire inside it finally goes out.
Nice.
Well done.
Cool.
That was a severe combat difficulty as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we did good, I think.
You guys did exceptionally well. You should be very, very pleased. And also with it being a severe combat, and you saved lots of the goblins. So it's actually 180 XP to you. Oh. So I think
Okay.
everyone should now be at
350.
Remember what we were on before.
350, I believe. Yeah, 170 plus 180. So everyone should be on 350 past the third of the way through level 4. It was level 5. Holy moly! You stand triumphant. The goblins and God, I've forgotten his bloody name. Zektul are basically like standing mouth agape. The creatures arrayed against you were terrifying and horrific. The goblins were running in abject fear, but you, the heroes, took it all down. Now, some goblins were lost, but you did exceptionally well with so many goblins surviving, and that will have some benefits. But what are your characters doing in the immediate aftermath?
Screw.
Primrose
heal
just
himself.
help the goblins.
Yeah, I'll try. Morrigan would want to try and heal people if they needed it too.
Yeah. Roll me. Yeah, Morrigan, if you roll medicine for me, probably for Celia first. Celia's the most in need of healing. If you want to roll that up whilst Primrose, you are
22.
Just helping the goblins.
very cool. I'll come back to that in just a second. 22 is a success. Morrigan, I believe you're an expert in medicine. So we didn't call it out just then, but this is a good time to remind ourselves. So if you are better than trained in medicine, when you do your treat wounds check, you can actually say you want to try and do it at a higher difficulty for a better heal. So being an expert, you can choose to do it instead of DC 15, make it DC 20, which you would have succeeded at here. and instead of it healing 2d8, it heals 2d8 plus 10.
Would that work
so-
with the natural medicine as well?
Yes, with the natural medicine, absolutely, yeah.
Cool.
Heal?
So I'm going to say you did that here because I didn't give you the choice beforehand. You would have succeeded. It's a cool moment. So your expert skills mean you can roll 2d8 plus 10, please, to see how much you heal to Celia.
18.
18 healing, very nice. Bring her up to 23. And also worth keeping in mind is with treat wounds, you can choose to continue your treatment in for the hour, and if you succeed at your check, you can continue treating the target to grant additional healing. If you treat them for a total of 1 hour, double the hit points they regain from treat wounds. Seeing as Celia will be immune to treat wounds for the hour anyway, there's no reason you wouldn't do it. So I'm going to say you're doing that for the next hour if you're happy to do that, Morrigan.
Yes.
Yeah. So Celia will, in an hour's time, be at 41, as you are expertly patching her up. Did we take... So I know we took some medicine feats for you. Yeah, so... This is really cool, actually. So, at level 4, for Morrigan, you took, Anya, the Ward Medic feat, which means your treat wounds that can actually target 2 people at the same time. Now, Skrick treated himself, so he can't be treated by you. But you could have also used that same roll on Peepers. So, basically like a proper, doctor on a ward, you go between Celia and Peepers and patch them both up. Peepers will be back at full health now.
Is Primrose doing okay?
Primrose is
Okay.
untouched, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. That sounds good.
Very nice. Primrose, over with the goblinoids. You see Zektool and the goblins. There's lots of hugging, clutching close, recovering from this fear, amazement at everything you've done. And as you come over, they move, not aggressively at all. They move and form like a little circle around you, Primrose, and each one places like a gentle hand, just palm on you. Almost like a communal. It feels almost like a prayer or a hug and embrace from all of them at once, with just their hand on you. And Zektool smiles and just says, "This is a sign of great respect and gratitude from my clan. Thank you."
Oh. Well, that's okay. No need for that, really. But thank you. She looks around, sort of awkwardly, not used to being in a circle. But she'll pull Dandy off of her head.
Mm-hmm.
Dandy, maybe you can help a little bit here. Maybe there's a couple of injured, maybe. And she starts putting Dandy on their heads to give them some HP.
They love Dandy 100%, and what they would do as you place it on the head, they would graciously and gratefully accept the healing, but you notice their excitement, and they actually kind of gently, once the healing's done, pick Dandy up off of their head and look up kind of through Dandy's leaves to the canopy above, and you hear them chanting words, and you hear the words "Il Chek Til" over again. And I'll do a little quick check for you. What is Primrose's religion modifier? Is she trained in it?
No. 4.
4, okay. It seems familiar, but you're not 100% sure. But Zektool says your small companion, gesturing at Dandy, is a great blessing from the canopy itself.
Oh, is he? Dandy, you didn't tell me that. She sort of takes him back, assuming that they're gonna give him back. Puts him back on her head. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're all okay. I did my best, and so did everyone else, and that was a horrible scenario for everyone. I'm sorry we couldn't save everyone.
Yeah. The smile fades, the jubilation of having survived as the goblin people turn to their fallen. Yeah, I think straight away you would notice that there are tears shared in gentle moments as they kind of reach down to their fallen brethren. But none of the bodies are picked up. Each of the goblins, the ones that are still alive, take a handful of like dirt and moss, scattered leaves and twigs, and just gently like place it and build up almost like a little, as if you were on a beach and like pushing sand up against someone, like a little bump of soil and the natural life around against them. But they are seemingly purposefully left where they have fallen. The seeds are removed and destroyed, but the bodies are left. And Zektul, yeah, like quietly explains to you that they believe that they come from the soil, from the minerals and the life of the forest, and it would be wrong to not give themselves back to the forest when their time is done.
Oh, that's really beautiful. Do you think they'll be opposed to me helping?
He gives you like a quizzical look, like a raised eyebrow.
She sort of pulls out like a bit of her own dirt from her little pouch and some of her own little seeds of flowers and things like that.
He gives quite a deep nod, like goes quite wide-eyed, and just says like, "You continue to impress, Rose. You are a green speaker, a connection to the canopy. It would be an honor."
I'm glad. Oh, that's kind of you to say. I always liked the trees and things like that. You know, mostly because of my family. But you don't need to know about that right now. I'll just go and she sort of gestures over, and she's gonna cast Tangle Vine as well. Sort of like vines sort of come over the bodies a little bit, and she's scared.
No, absolutely. The goblins like gasp and whisper and kind of point and shoot looks at you, but they are looks of awe and admiration. And Zektul again, like kind of gently nods along, and they very much seem to like the binding of the body to the soil with roots and vines and such.
Yeah, she'll just slowly go around doing that with everyone.
Yeah, and it's, you know, expending your energies and moving between them does take some effort, and as you kind of come to a close on the last of the three bodies of the fallen goblins, you kind of wipe or pass your dirty back of your hand across your brow, Primrose, and stand up and kind of stretch your back. And as you kind of look up for a moment to the canopy and the dappled light that's coming down from above, you swear you catch like a flicker of movement above, but where so often the catching of movement like raises your kind of hackles and sets your instincts going, this doesn't at all. It's almost like just seeing a ripple in a stream, just some like curiosity, a gentle passing of something perfectly natural, as part of the canopy above.
I think she would just smile at that sort of feeling, and her ears sort of lower in a relaxed sort of motion, and she just sort of like puts her paw up to Dandy and sort of gives him a pet. Did you see that, Dandy? It felt nice.
Yeah, you get a strong response from Dandy, who is almost glowing with the kind of connection to the forest here and the canopy and the dappled sunlight. For him is wonderful. It's not. It's like this constant playful energy across his leaves, and he is drinking it all in and feeling very much at one with his surroundings and with you.
Very nice. Very cute.
Incredible. So yeah, some time passes. Not necessarily the whole hour. I think people would probably want to move on, but the Morrigan's treating of Celia's wounds can continue even with you moving. Yeah, the goblins are also, they love the protector tree. They're amazed by it, and Zectul tells you as much. Primrose, but even amongst the jubilation, then the solemn grieving, Zectul just kind of turned to you all. I thank you from the leaves up above to the roots down below. I thank you from the very base of my being, but we are not, sadly, yet done. This is not my clan's home. We must travel further north, further into the forest. I fear for...
How long have these guys been running then?
He looks to the goblins and speaks in goblinoid. They speak back, or a few of them do. And he says, they scattered from our home. They believe the ashen ones, the corrupted Wildred, are spotted closing in, and so they scattered. But some of my people are too stubborn to leave. The war chief of goblins, many of them will have stayed to defend the homes that we've worked so hard to build. I fear they will be in severe trouble.
You saying there's all these bad daddies out there?
I believe so, though, and he kind of points
Oh
at
shit!
he points at the slumped form of the huge crusher that you felled and says, at least I cannot see how these huge creatures would ascend to our home. We live in the treetops, far at the top of the canopy. Only the smaller ones will surely be able to climb up without breaking the tree that they climb.
I believe you till I see it.
Very wise.
That's some reassurance, I suppose. But we should get there quickly, though, and help if we can.
We will all help.
Yeah.
As he looks back to the goblins. Though we have suffered, we must all work together to save our home, even if we cannot fight them much. And he feels his wound again and looks at the little goblins. We can distract and direct, bring the strength of the forest itself. And he smiles and probably goes to clap you heartily on the shoulder, Skrick. Bring the strength of the forest itself down upon them. As you see where the tree was brought down by Skrick and Gwilyn upon the crusher dealing such a heavy blow. We will do everything we can.
I'm gonna try and become experts at this tree killing thing. You know, no, the dead ones. You know what I mean.
Yeah, only the bad trees, yeah. Not the... She points to the protector tree.
Of course. It is awful to see the Wildred like this. They are not our friends. That is too familiar. Would be like saying you are friends with a stone. They do the will of the Kiad Shore, but they have not ever attacked, harmed us. They have been twisted, blackened, and corrupted.
I wonder if we can help them in a different way. Guess we'll see.
The elders will know if they are alive. He looks concerned.
Yeah.
We must go.
Alright.
Let's go.
Okay. So you begin to head. I'm going to assume as well that Peepers, you would refocus during the traveling to gain back your focus point from your use of lay on hands. So you'd have your 2 focus points back. You begin your journey. Will take a couple of hours, so you would actually get a second chance at a treat wounds, Morrigan. So this
Yes.
is actually probably. So you've got your ward medic, which would allow you to treat Celia and yourself. Oh no, poor Scrick. If Scrick, unless Scrick's going to try and treat himself again, or would he let
Who
Morrigan
goes
treat him?
I think he'll let Morrigan treat him.
Okay.
So you could treat Celia and Scrick, but you do need to choose whether you want to try and treat wounds at the trained level, DC 15, or the expert level, DC 20.
Expert.
Yeah? So
Because I feel like I'm cheaping out if I do.
it's
Right.
understandable. It's an interesting decision because doing it at expert also means you have less of a chance to crit.
Okay.
But better chance to get that straight stronger heal, which Scrick definitely needs. He needs 22 HP. So if you could roll a medicine check for me, please, Morrigan.
No.
Somebody gets 8 and 5 as well from
Oh,
Goodberry.
brilliant! So we can hand that out. Whatever happens with Morrigan's treat wounds check.
Yeah.
You're trying to hit a DC of 20. So
No.
the 16 will not do it. It would have done it with
Ugh.
expert, unfortunately, but it was a choice to make, and I don't think it was a bad call. With your modifier, you had a better than 50% chance of succeeding. So, unfortunately, Morrigan's skills are kind of exhausted in this walk and having the distraction of moving through the woods. But Primrose is able to hand out good berries. Probably both of those should just go straight to Scrick for 13 HP. Back to Scrick. Total.
Yep.
Taking him to 33, I think. So
And
Scrick's,
depending on how long we're going for, I don't know if can you refocus while you're walking?
you can, yeah, absolutely. Especially in your surroundings, you are, focusing on the forest, your connection with nature. Absolutely, yeah,
Then 2 more.
very cool. Top yourselves up. Fantastic. And if Peepers is there, Peepers. Is Peepers there? George. Yeah. Saw that unmute, but is Discord gonna be a dick and not let him talk? It might be doing it. Yeah, here comes the typing. All I want to know, and I think I know the answer, is as Peepers would also be able to refocus as an activity during this journey, would Peepers help out with the kind of incidental healing with some more lay on hands? You happy for Peepers to do that? Fantastic. So there'd also be, on top of Primrose's, further 9 and 8. So I'm going to take a 9. Oh no, Scrick, you just took some now? You took the 9? Excellent. So I'll give Celia 8 up to 49. And then Peepers would be able to give a 6 to Morrigan, up to 39. And another 6 to Celia. Very cool. Good example of teamwork. So Celia's down 5, Morrigan's down 3, Scrick's down 1. I think we'll probably deal with that. Very cool. So, you travel through the forest, and not only does the forest broadly get denser, but it also gets taller, and you notice the canopy is thick in some places. You catch like different levels of the canopy up above. This is a thriving ecosystem, a woodland that is rich with life. However, as you go, there are times when you think you spot off in the distance the occasional blackened wildred, a creature of wood and bark, corrupted, heading off somewhere else. Perhaps some instinct tells you to chase it down, but Zektul calls you back on the path. You need to get to his clan's home as you forge further, taking about an hour and a half through the woodland. During this journey, Primrose in particular, each of you does actually have a similar experience to what Primrose had before, these glimpses of movement, these natural kind of movements in the canopy above that feel graceful, gentle, like a small blessing, a beautiful moment of nature, calming some of your instincts and the adrenaline from the fight before. But Primrose, you in particular, you find yourself probably halfway through this journey, this hour and a half, 90 minutes walking. You find yourself, Dandy's kind of come down off your head and nuzzled up against in the crook of your head and shoulder as you kind of lean on him a little bit, almost like a little leafy pillow. And you've been kind of gazing up at the canopy, and you've kind of daydreamed a little bit, and your vision doesn't actually blur, but it's almost like the dappled light, the canopy, the leaves above kind of blend and blur, and you see a gentle face in the canopy. Its features indistinct. There's no... in one moment, it's as if, it's the face of an older woman, a younger man, all these different faces kind of phase through, and it's all kind of gentle, and there is a feeling of beneficence and air and love kind of beaming down towards you, Primrose, as the being communicates with you, not in words, but there is a feeling of gratitude and blessing. Thank you for saving my children. You have a heart of the forest, a heart of bountiful kindness, like a harvest time, the richness of life brought together in you, Primrose, and you feel kind of almost like a shiver or a shudder through you as you know in this moment that you are having a moment of contact, a touch with a deity. This is a transcended mortal, not a nature spirit, not Kiad Shaw. This is actually a deity of the goblinoid people, Il-Chek-Til sometimes, and this knowledge kind of comes to you gently as if you've always known it, in your imminent moment shared with this deity. Known as the Shade of the Canopy, very much a family kind of parental figure to the goblin folk, a spirit of the canopy itself, one of shelter and community and care for one another. And because of your role, your interaction with the goblins, your help with putting them to rest, the protector tree, all of it, you have received the blessing of Il-Chek-Til, Primrose. Mechanically, you have a climb speed equal to your normal speed, so you can climb within the woods freely, up and down the trees as quickly as you please. And also, whilst you are in the forest, though I know you haven't been using it too much because you've got your other skills, but your connection through Dandy is expanded. Your healing pool that Dandy has, you can re-roll, and instead of, because I believe it's D4s at the moment, hasn't been
I
updated for a little bit.
haven't
Matt,
used it in a while.
yeah. Essentially, it's Dandy's getting a little bit supercharged. And
Nice.
your healing ability with Dandy, instead of D4s, is D10s. So you can re-roll that
Whoa.
now if you like. So 3D10.
Yep.
Secondly, its range while you're in the woods is infinite.
Whoa.
So you can use it whenever you like. And also, which is the wackiest part, and I might regret this, it's a free action. So with the Blessing of
yeah.
Ilchiktil, at any point, it has to be during your turn, it's not a reaction. You can give out any of that stored healing energy from Dandy, essentially out through the canopy, like the dappled sunlight there. So you have gained a climb speed, and
Very cool.
Dandy has been supercharged. As you can feel with Ilchektil's blessing, the shade of the canopy, Dandy is almost like reaching out and connecting through the entwined branches and leaves above. This great network of life in the forest. And so, yeah, you can heal as you please.
I think you see Primrose sort of staring up at the canopy, but her ears slowly go down with the feeling, and she closes her eyes and kind of puts her arms outstretched next to her, like to the sides, and just sort of walks through the forest, and the plants are all separating and parting the ways for her to walk through. And you see the elements sort of like swirl around her as if she's channeled the elements as well. Just all the things.
Yeah, incredible. And I think anyone noticing would have realized that seemingly unconsciously the goblins have kind of fallen into like a loose formation almost around Primrose in their walk through the forest. Seemingly that same sense of like community and togetherness channeled through them as well, and Zektul walks kind of almost in your shadow behind you, Primrose. But yeah. However, harmony cannot last forever, and as the 90 minutes comes to an end, you hear the sound of violence and suffering once more, this time echoing down from up above. Zektul beckons for you all to hurry, and the goblins look afraid once more, but resolved to help their family and their friends, as Zektul leads you up what are essentially like twisting, halfway between stairs and a ladder made of vines and branches to help you climb up the sides of these old, big trees that start to lead you up into the canopy as you hear the sounds of fighting and suffering above. But we will leave that for next session, as we are out of time this evening.
Very good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
He's gonna ask for a house.
Hell yeah. Oh, don't you? I've got hammocks ready to go, baby.
I'm gonna ask
Nice.
with the dandy thing, because obviously the only reason I've not really been using it is because I don't really want to put him in combat, because I just find it annoying
Of
having to
course.
wait a week for him to come back.
Yep.
So if I use it, does that mean that he's then in the combat?
Not at all.
No.
No.
Okay,
I consider Dandy, despite supposedly using the same rules, with the best will in the world, and even with a comprehensive rule system like Pathfinder is, we're always going to homebrew and flex some stuff. Like, technically, in Morrigan's original build, Revner and Dandy were the same thing, but obviously they're not. Like, that's not what's going on at all. So no, I consider Dandy an extension of Primrose. At the moment,
just because I don't want to wait another week.
Yes, absolutely. And if there comes a point where it feels appropriate for Dandy to be like that kind of classic familiar role of like sneaking in somewhere so we can spy stuff, that's fine. You can absolutely do that. At which point I will use him. He could get smushed or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's fine. If I'm putting him
but-
purposely in
yes.
danger, but I mean, if he's just sitting on my
No.
shoulder, sort of, I don't really want.
No, he's just an extension of you. Is
Cool.
all I think. Although I did realize a cool thing, which is if Primrose got downed and Dandy still has healing left in his bank, he could
Yeah, he
absolutely get you back up again,
does.
which is super cool.
Very
Little
cool.
leafy
Very cool.
defibrillator.
Especially good if everyone goes down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If everyone got blasted, then Dandy's just there like bleep, and then Primrose can get Morrigan up, and then Morrigan gets everyone else up.
Yeah,
100%.
great. Little domino effect.
Very cool. Well, I'm finding the DMing the combat very satisfying as we've got to higher levels and stuff. And that was
I'm much happier in 4th level.
Yeah.
Having the kinetic stuff.
Yes.
Makes it so much more fun.
Huge difference. Yeah. I think the high level cantrips feels much better. Morrigan with the healing power, and the ward medic thing felt genuinely cool there as well. Seeing an actual skill feat do something was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome. Right. Well, thank
Cool.
you everyone. This is there not Anya? Have we got something next Sunday? Am I going crazy?
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe someone else has something next Sunday. Oh well. I'm sure people will let us know if they do, but otherwise it will be next week. We'll see if you can what you can do to save the treetop village. Get Skrik his hammock he so desperately needs.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Can
Well,
turn it into a roving inn.
you can have wagons with like hammocks slung in between. That'd be great.
Yeah.
The very first motorhome. Awesome.
I'm gonna go because Hannah's trying to sleep.
Cool. Thank you everyone. Have a lovely
See you
evening.
later. Bye.
Bye.